Fine, let's start. So today we're going to do lights and shadows. Have you learned lights and shadows in school? Yeah, P4, right. Okay. So what you will learn today, why do we need light? What are the sources of light? And how are we able to see the object around us? Why are we able to see through some objects but not others? And how are shadow forms? Shapes of shadows and size of shadows. Okay, before we go on, let's see how many questions you all can answer from this list first. Let's see. Why do we need light? Can I have any volunteers to answer the question? Why do we need light? Yes, Kaden.
So that we can see things around us.
Okay, very good. So that we can see things. Okay. What are the sources of light? Can I have at least 3 examples? Sources of light. Okay. And how do I pronounce your name? Nax.
Notch.
Naksh. I can.
Notch.
Okay. What are the source of light?
Sun,
Notch.
lamp, and ceiling light.
Okay. Okay. Can I ask? Thank you, Nash. What about moon? Is moon a light source? Yes. Uh, Miru, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Moon is not a light source.
Moon
The
is not a light source.
sun is shining to the moon, and moon is reflecting the light to Earth.
Into our eyes. That's why we can see the moon. Okay, very good. Okay. How are shadow formed?
We don't.
How are shadow formed? Anybody knows? Janelle? Yes, Janelle. How are shadow formed?
An opaque object blocking the light.
Okay, only opaque object?
Translucent.
Translucent as well. Okay, so the definition is a shadow is formed when the path of light is completely blocked or partially blocked by an object. So, or you can say like what you said, a shadow is formed when the path of light is blocked by an opaque or a translucent object. Okay, so we are also going to learn the shapes of shadows and the size of shadows. Okay, so treat this like a revision. All right. So light. Light is a form of energy. We need light to see things around us. Objects that gives off light are known as light source or source of light. Example, the sun. During the day, the sun is our main source of light. It brightens our surrounding and helps us to see things around us. Okay. So light is a form of energy. That means it's not a matter. Can anybody explain to me why light is not a matter? M-A-T-T-E-R. Okay, Brian.
Because it doesn't occupy space and doesn't have mass.
Very good. It does not occupy space and it does not have mass. Yes, very good. At night, we use other source of light to help us see. Most of the things around us are not source of light. We can see them because these things reflect light into our eyes. When light bounces off something, we say that light is reflected. Right? So lights from the sun falls on the object and the object reflects the light into Brian's eyes, into brains and the eyes, okay, into the eyes so that the person can see the object. All right? So the 3 types of objects are transparent, which allows most light to pass through. It's possible to see clearly through transparent materials. Translucent object means it allows some light to pass through. So it is not possible to see through translucent material. But okay, but it still allows some light to pass through. So it's just like curtains, right? We can't see through the curtain clearly, but it helps to block some light. Opaque objects means block all the lights passing through. It's not possible to see through opaque object. So, okay, the fact that you can see something is based on the properties that light can be reflected, right? But for shadows, we are basing on the properties that light travels in a straight line. So a shadow is formed when light is partially or completely blocked by an object. So we don't have to use the word opaque or translucent. We can say partially or completely blocked by an object. Because technically transparent and translucent and opaque, these three words is not in the syllabus of primary school. So they still prefer you to say things like, oh, this object blocks light completely, or this object does not allow light to pass through. This object does not allow any light to pass through, or this object allows some light to pass through, rather than saying, oh, this is an opaque object. Okay, so opaque does not explain everything as clearly as saying that it does not allow any light to pass through. Okay, so different shapes of a shadow is formed depending on where you shine the light on, right? So like this can, if you're shining at a circular part, you will get a circular shape shadow. Whereas if you shine on the side of the can, you are actually getting a rectangular shape. Size of a shadow. When the light source is nearer to the object, the shadow of the object becomes bigger. Do you know why? Why, when the light source is nearer to the object, the shadow of the object becomes bigger? What is the concept behind this? Kaden, yes.
When the object is closer to the light source, it blocks more light.
Exactly, you're right. It blocks more light. That's why you form a bigger shadow. Okay, from my screen, right, I cannot see everybody. So if you raise your hand this way, and if you happen to be on my screen, I can see. So if you want to volunteer, I think it'll be great if you actually put up the, do the, what's that thing called? You can raise your hand, right? Yeah, something like that.
The reaction
Yeah.
thingy.
Yes, because earlier on I'm at a Kaden screen, so I can always see Kaden. So there is how many people in this class?
That means I think you pin him.
I didn't pin him. I'm my screen. I can only see 6 students because I need to share screen, right? So I cannot have all the students in front, 12 students in front of me. In that case, then I'm blocking everything as well. You get what I mean? Just like your screen. How many students can you see on your screen?
5, including me.
Yeah, exactly. Same. I can only see 5, including myself. Okay, if I don't see myself, let's see, I block myself. So I will see the next people. Next 5. Okay. All right. So I'll try to toggle. Okay. So if you move closer, the shadow become bigger. So last time I always teach my students using these acronyms called LOB, L-O-B. Anybody heard of this? L-O-B. So when my light source and my objects are close together, I get a big shadow. So light source and objects are close together, I get a big shadow. Do you all have other acronyms that you learn from school? Anybody learns different things? And then my small shadows, I have SOS. Which means when my screen and my objects are close together, I get a small shadow. So that is my SOS. Okay. So again, like what Kaden says, if you bring the object closer to the light source, you are blocking more lights. You're blocking more light. So because you're blocking more lights, the shadow becomes bigger, right? So this is my SOS. So when the screens and the objects are close together, the screen and the objects are close together, I get a small shadow, right? The screen and the objects are close together, I get a small shadow. So SOS. So when you move the object closer to the screen, less light are blocked. So when less light are blocked, the shadows actually get smaller. Okay. So a simple concept map. How many of you do concept map? This is a concept map. I like to do concept map because it summarizes the whole topic. Yes, Kaden. Kaden raised his hand.
You asked for who?
Yeah, so you like concept map as well, right? Okay, good. Because can you imagine if one whole topic is only in one piece of paper, one concept map, when you revise, right, it's so much easier. And when you start doing it now, by the time you reach P6, every topic is in one paper. You don't have to read, oh, I got to read another 10 worksheets on light. I got to read another 10 pieces of notes on heat, another 10 pieces on matter. And then I have another P5, you learn electricity, you will learn life cycle, you will learn reproduction in humans, reproduction in plants, you will learn cell, you will learn photosynthesis, you will learn energy, you will learn so many things. And then you go like, wow, there's so many things to learn before PSLE. So how? So if you actually have a concept map, it's like one glance, you can see it. What is energy? Energy is a form of light. No, sorry. Light is a form of energy. Sorry.
Energy.
Okay, so the sources of light are the sun, the stars, the fires, the torches, the lamp, and then the two properties is light allows us to see, and objects that give off own light and objects that reflects light into our eyes. Okay, so you can see a light source because it gives off its own light. You can see other object because it reflects lights into our eyes. So in a room when there's no light, you cannot see the object because no light falls on the object, so it did not reflect any light into your eye, so you cannot see it. Okay, and then the three materials is such as glass, that allow light to pass through, frosted glass allow some light to pass through, and ceramics, wood, that does not allow any light to pass through.
Any light.
And then, yeah, so, and then when light is partially blocked or completely blocked, a shadow is formed. See? So it summarizes the whole topic, which I find is very cool to do a concept map. Okay. Okay, let's do this exercise. Yay. You will be sending your message through chat, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Jerry set an experiment to form two shadows of an object on a screen, as shown below. Which of the following object was used in this experiment that can form these two shadows? Okay. I'm waiting for answers. A, B, C, D. Yes, Nash, you're correct. Kaden, you're correct. Brian, correct. Hong
Shall
Yu.
be gone for a while.
Hong Yu, what is your English name?
This one I Chinese tuition also, so that's why I put my Chinese name.
I know. I just want to mark your attendance, so I need to know your Chinese name. No, just tell me your English name.
HONGYU.
Okay, fine. Rafia, your answer is wrong. Rafia, your answer is wrong. So the rest are all correct.